All right, welcome to the Uncle Dre Show. Now, this episode is going to be a little alarming, so I need y'all to get a pen, paper, and gather around. Tell your child, your kids, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Let's get here because today we're going to talk about the banking sector and how it's going to be a collapse for a lot of banks. So it's going to be one of those, it's going to get serious type of videos. And if you're in the 1%, you're going to be good. You're going to probably make a lot more money. But if you're not like me, I need you to pay attention because your finances are going to be a little shaken up. So check out this episode.
Welcome to the Uncle Dre Show.
Now, China has the U.S. in a chokehold, and I'm going to tell you a lot about that because it all goes into the U.S. treasuries. Now, I remember back in the day, my grandmother used to be like, if you buy the U.S. treasuries, that's the safest bet because it's kind of just investing into the government, right? But what happened is they will give us money in hopes that we will pay back in interest. So now that this economic war that is happening, and a lot of people don't even understand what the economic war entails. Well, simply put, before there's actually like bombs and all this other thing, a lot of countries, what they tend to do is harm, disable other countries by way of the economics. So before we even go into China and what China is doing to the U.S., I want to really talk about how the U.S. is killing our own dollar. Now, it's not hard to tell. I was actually alarmed when I saw Putin talk about the same thing on that Tucker Carlson interview. Check it out. Listen to Putin himself say exactly what I've been saying about how we are literally sabotaging our own currency. Check out Putin on his take.
Look at what is going on in the world. Even the United States allies are now downsizing their dollar reserves. Seeing this, everyone starts looking for ways to protect themselves. I think it is complete foolishness from the point of view of the interests of the United States itself and its taxpayers, as it damages the US economy, undermines the power of the United States across the world. Do you even realize what is going on or not? Does anyone in the United States realize this? What are you doing? You are cutting yourself off. All experts say this.
All right, cool. So I know we already spoke about that. It's just kind of interesting when you're hearing it from somebody else, especially somebody in a position just like what Putin is. So when he's looking at it from the outside in, from how Russia is looking at how the U.S. currency is doing, you kind of want to be like, whoa, all right, maybe we should pay attention. But other than that, I kind of want to bring it to the U.S. Treasury back again because as of today in this video, the outstanding U.S. Treasury is about less than 26 trillion. But just in the fall, it was at 30 trillion. So we have to kind of wonder where did that 4 trillion go? And the thing is, that 4 trillion has been dumped. Yes, it has been dumped simply because the biggest buyers of these U.S. treasuries, which is Japan, China, Saudi Arabia, and the UK, they are just dumping the treasuries because they're seeing what's going on as far as the dollar value. So those are our biggest foreign holders, and it's not looking good when you start seeing our biggest foreign holders start dumping. So you usually, again, we will sell the treasuries to these other foreign holders, and as we will sell them, we will expect to be paid. They will expect to be paid back in interest. But what's happening is we are taking money from China and we are giving it to Ukraine. And it sounds madness, just as Senator Rand Paul put it. Check it right here.
It's irresponsible to simply borrow more money. To borrow the money from China, simply to send it to Ukraine, makes no sense and makes us weaker, not stronger.
Now, again, that's really not big news because we kind of already knew that too. But the biggest thing that I wanted to make this video to make everybody aware of is the fact that China is unloading their U.S. treasuries at alarming rates, as you can see right here in this graph. Now, they are on pace to unload most, if not all, of their U.S. treasuries by the end of the fiscal year 2024. Now, they're doing it because they're also ramping up their stimulus because, again, they can see the economy's downfall. And I just want you to know that right there is a sign that we are in economic war. And it's crazy because Beijing just sold 15% of their U.S. Treasury portfolio. Now, I want to put this in perspective because if Beijing sold all of their U.S. Treasuries, that will single-handedly destroy America. Just to put this in perspective. And Congress knows it. That's the crazy part. But Congress is not Congressing. Check out the question when Senator Janet Yellen, who runs the whole U.S. Treasury Department, was asked about this. Just check out what her response was in regards to what I just said. Check it out.
The scenario was that China, the second largest foreign creditor of U.S. Treasuries, would dump that $859 billion in Treasury securities. How are you working with our allies internationally and also the Federal Reserve to deal with a situation where China would dump that volume of Treasury securities overnight?
So we are not engaging in specific exercises to address such a risk, but the United States, the National Security Council, is certainly concerned on an ongoing basis.
Well, Madam Secretary, I would encourage Treasury to make preparations and be on the ready.
Yeah, so again, Congress is not Congressing, and it's kind of alarming. It's very alarming, so I just want y'all to just pay attention to what they're not making us pay attention to. They're talking about interest rates is doing good, the economy is doing good. It's all cap because the numbers do not lie. Now, second, hey, real quick, I hope you guys are enjoying this episode, but if you would like a Wealthy Child shirt for yourself, or if you would love to gift it to a friend or family, check out wealthychild.co and get one right now. And also, while you're there, check out one of the many children books on financial literacy, whether taxes, money, life insurance, the history of money, the future of money with cryptocurrency, NFTs, and much more. Also, check out the newest edition of the Money in the Bag. Whole bunch of rhyming poems that all teach your kids about money. Check them all out at wealthychild.co today. And let's get back to this episode, which is secondary to a lot of this, is the fact that when we bailed out those banks, all of those bailout money comes due within 30 days, which means this March 2024, it's like a repo act, and that is going to cripple the U.S. economy. So Powell may have to raise interest rates. Now, if he raises interest rates right now, where we cannot see interest rates go up any higher, it's going to collapse a lot of the small banks, because a lot of these small banks are holding these commercial loans, and those commercial loans are not going to be able to refinance on these new interest rates. So you're going to see a lot of banks go down, 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 and down. So in these next 30 days, I want you to pay attention, see what's going on, and also pay attention to what we're not, hearing. So the numbers don't tell you. See the drop in the market. As of today, it's all red in the stock market. So see a lot of that. And what we can do in the future is, check out a lot more of these videos, look into how cryptocurrency is working with the blockchain. Definitely dive into where silver and gold is at right now. But as far as the dollar with the CBDC, which is the central banking digital currency, speaking of which, they blatantly just said what they're doing with that central banking dollars. Check out this video, it's crazy.
The fiscal challenges, etc., that are there. So very focused on being cost effective. We actually fund ourselves and then work out what dividend is needed to pay. So we kind of it's a great business to be in, central banking. You print money and people believe it, and touch wood. And so it's a slightly different beast.
Yeah. So the central bank digital currency is going to be a way for them to control how we maneuver with our freedom when it comes to money. And I did a whole video on that, so make sure y'all check that out and educate yourself on where money is going, the future of money, because if you don't trust and believe, they will do it for you as far as forcing your hand on how you control your finances. Now, just like that, this information, as always, was not free. All that we ask, the price that you pay, is that you like, share, and comment, subscribe, and be sure to tell a friend to tell a friend. And just like that, I'll see y'all on the next one.